Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're returning, I'm Delaney. Today I will be sharing an everyday natural-ish makeup tutorial. This is pretty much my go-to makeup look for days when I want to get ready, but I don't want to do like a full face of makeup. It's definitely something I wear all the time. You guys have requested it a lot on Instagram, so I'm excited to finally share it with you. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe so you can catch my videos every Monday and Friday. You can also follow me on Instagram here for everyday posts. And then that, let's just get to the video. Starting out with these two concealers from Too Faced. I use the Born This Way concealers in shades Porcelain and Nude, and I put those all over the high points of my face and anywhere I feel like I need some coverage, because on natural makeup days I don't wear foundation, so this sort of serves as a replacement. And then I go ahead and use the two colors, one as a highlighting shade, and then Nude is pretty close to my skin tone, so that sort of helps mask it as a foundation, and just put that wherever you feel like you need a little more coverage. Then I'm going in with a damp beauty blender and blending everything out until it looks seamless. I spend a good couple of minutes doing this because, as you know, blending is the most important part of makeup. Once I finish blending that out, I'll move on to my brows, and I'm using the Brow Dip Brow in the shade 5, I believe. I use the little brush that comes with it, but I sort of pinch it between tissue to make it skinnier. And then I just outline my brows with this and fill them in. I leave the front a little bit bare for another product that I'll show you guys in a little bit. And I also have a full brow tutorial that I'll link here if you guys want something a little more in depth. Once I'm done with the brows, I move on to contour, and I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette in shade medium, and then I just carve out my cheekbones, go ahead and work it up to my forehead, and be sure to connect the two so it looks pretty seamless. And I just like doing this to give my face some dimension. I also move down to the chin and jawline just to carve that out a little bit as well. And then I move on to the nose. I'm using this JD Weighty 180 brush in collaboration with Luxie, and it is meant specifically for nose contouring, so I just use that. It's perfect. I go up the sides and then over the bridge and the tip and create like a little circle. Then moving on, I use some bronzer from MAC. It's the Give Me Sun shade, and I just use this to warm up my overall face, give me some color, especially because I spray tan and my face is always lighter than the rest of my body, so this helps to tie that all together. Then once I'm done with that, I move on to the rest of my brows, and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow powder in the shade dark brown. And I'm using the 7B brush from them as well, and just doing tiny flicks upwards to create hair-like strokes. This is also a great product to fill in any sparse parts I missed. And then here I noticed that I had some blemishes that were sort of peeking through, so I just took a little more concealer and then patted that in the areas with my finger to give me that extra coverage I needed for them, which is a good little hack. Next, I'm using this brow gel by Anastasia Beverly Hills and just brushing all of my actual hairs upwards and keeping them all in place, which is just a good finishing touch. Next, I'm using this Laura Mercier setting powder under my eyes, on my forehead, my chin, pretty much everywhere, but especially because I have oily skin, this really helps to keep everything locked in and matte. And I just use a super tiny amount, if you guys can tell, and a fluffy brush. Next, I'm using the Dior Backstage Face Glow palette, I believe it's called, and I use the top two colors to highlight. And I just do that in the center of my nose, on the bridge of my nose, then my Cupid's bow, and also in my tear ducts. And this is just a great finishing touch for makeup. Next, I'm doing lips, and I have these two shades from Revlon in the Ultra Matte HD lipstick, which is my absolute go-to. It's my favorite. I'm using the shades Embrace and Devotion, and I just sort of mix those together, and then I use a tissue to pat off the excess product and make it look more matte. Next, I'm using this Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray to just keep everything locked in. Is it for everyday natural-ish makeup. This is not like my full face, obviously, but even when I do full face, it's not a lot more than this. So I will do that makeup tutorial eventually too. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this one.